Are you a skilled, successful business owner? Maybe you've been running your business for several years already, and you know that you could be, that you should be making even more money, but somehow you seem to be stuck at the same level of revenue year after year. This is such a common issue, and that's why I want to share Jennifer's story with you. She had very similar experience, and let me share how she solved it. My name is Monica Bozinov. I'm a business consultant and a tapping into wealth coach, and I specialize in helping entrepreneurs just like you break that six-figure mark and go beyond. Now, Jennifer, she contacted me after attending one of my webinars on money blocks, and she told me, I'm an accountant. I have had my business for many years already. It's rock solid. I'm making a good living, but I just know that I'm leaving money on the table and I don't know how to solve it. I really want to make more money, and I know that it's all about me. Now, that was a really good place to start. So we continued by setting up some goals for Jennifer, because that's how we locate where the money blocks are at. And she was very clear about a few things. She told me, well, I do want to make more money. I also want to work less. I have a dream car that I want to buy, and I don't want to increase my monthly expenses. And then she said, kind of on a side note, and that dream car of mine, I'm not really that keen on having it parked in my driveway for everyone to see. So we started working. We had to do some digging. So I started at the most obvious place, because the easiest way to increase your revenue is actually by increasing your prices, right? That's not such a big secret in the business world. And I asked her about that. Why not just increase your prices? And she said, no, cannot do that. My hourly rates are already on the higher end, so I could not raise them even more. People wouldn't like that. They would question that. No, I cannot increase my rates. And then I said, well, do you even need an hourly rate? Can't you just do the work and charge for it? And then she said, nope, I can absolutely not do that. That's not how it's done in my business. In my line of business, everyone has an hourly rate, and then we specify hour by hour, like all the work that we have done, and then we send the invoice. That's how it's done in my business. Everyone does that. Now, that was an interesting reaction for me. So I started asking her questions about why it was so important to be just like everyone else, because as a business owner, it's often an advantage to be different, right? To be different from everyone else. But she was very set on being just the same as everyone else. And that brought us, not surprisingly, to her upbringing and her childhood. And she told me with pride in her voice how the society that she grew up in, how everyone was the same. Now, she didn't say everyone was equal, she said everyone was the same. So that brings my mind to think about people being molded into being exactly the same, right? And it was like with excitement in her voice, she told me, I've never been bullied in school. You see, I always made sure that I was exactly the same as everyone else. I had the exact same clothing. I did the exact same things. I was really good at fitting in. And she even told me this story about her parents, how they always drove a new car, but they didn't want anyone to notice. So whenever they bought a new car, they went back to the same dealership. They chose the same brand, the same model, even the exact same color, just the latest model. And then they would drive back home, park the car in the driveway, and hope that no one noticed that they had bought a new car again. So can you see where that story about the dream car and her sensitivity about having her dream car in her driveway, where that came from? No one ever told her that she couldn't have a new car, but she was programmed into always making sure that she was the same as everyone else. And now she's a business owner, and she's already different from everyone in her family and everyone amongst her friends. No one has a business, so she's already different. And now she was kind of nervous about being even more different, because somehow in her perception, being the same was good and being different was bad. No one had ever told her so, but that is how she took in the information that she got from her society and from her family as she was growing up. And we worked on that. We used the tools that I have, and we eliminated that need to be exactly the same as everyone else. And we looked at what was different about Jennifer, what was her strongest qualities, and how she could use them more in her business. And now, as her perception changed, the possibilities that she saw for her business also changed. And one of the best, one of the things that she was really solid, that she felt really strongly about, was that her clients really trusted her. And now she could see that it actually was possible not to charge by the hour. So she actually challenged herself to an experiment. She didn't specify an hourly rate on her invoices. She would just send an invoice for the work that she had done to all her clients. And you know what? No one questioned it. No one reacted. They just paid the invoice and they were happy, because they don't really care how many hours she's working for them. They just want the work done. So that was a money block that she was carrying. She thought the hourly rate was really important. It turned out it wasn't important at all. Not relevant to her clients. And after a year and a half working like this, making more money, because she also got referrals. As soon as she started sending her invoices in that new way, more and more referrals showed up. People contacted her and said, well, I've heard from this and that person that you're a really good accountant. Can I hire you? So she got more work, but she could do it faster, and she could make more money. And then after a year and a half, she went and she bought that dream car of hers, and she parked it in the driveway. And you know how we are tested whenever we change our behavior? So of course, one of her friends came to visit, and she saw that car in the driveway, and she said, oh, you have a new car. And she looked at it and she said, oh, the down payment must be really expensive. And Jennifer happily answered, well, you don't have to worry. It's already paid in full. So can you see how Jennifer changed the outside reality? She changed her life and her business by doing her own work, the work that she had to do on the inside. That is how we are able to change our lives. When we change on the inside, what happens on the outside actually changes. Now, to do the same work as Jennifer did, to change how you see the possibilities, how you make money, and how you relate to your clients, and how you run your business, send me your application for a money breakthrough session. I will review it, and if I find that we are a good fit, then we will set up a time to talk. Doing this inner work is so important if you want to grow your business. Click the link, send me your application, and start thinking about what kind of car you want to have parked in your driveway.